Hello, all those out there in lily pad land. This is Anne of Alamo, and I'm here to do a quick tutorial, as quick as I can because I babble a lot, to help you use brushes to create like an out of frame using brushes and some more things using your brushes, your alphas. And so I'm going to try to recreate this and let you see me make it as I go. I am using Lynn Grievison's, her designs, the Splash Boys. You can see it comes as a stamp or you can use it as a brush. I'm also going to be using Dawn Inskip's watercolor brushes and stamps. I love the drips. And Paula Kesselring's Grunge Collection ink banners because I like the way they shoot up and they're fun to play with. And also showing you how to use alphas. I'm going to use Allison Pennington's brushed her full alphabet, so I'm using the brushed one for this. And along with that, I will be using One Little Birds from her Build Your Own collab for July, which this is Monday, so you should all have it by now. And so I'm going to pause this and come back and take this picture of my son on a slip and slide and create a final page using brushes and clipping and different effects you can use and teaching you how, and I hope you'll stay with me. Because I did the extraction, I have 3 layers that I extracted. I have the original of my son coming down the slip and slide. And then while I was at the party, I was taking a lot of pictures. That's my son fixing the slip and slide. And I was just taking pictures, but when I went to do this page, I thought, oh, let me lay that on top. So I did, and I extracted just around this part using a mask, using black and white brushing. And so I did that, and then I also cut out my son. Let me disable it with these other ones off. Just real quick around him just to get what I wanted. And then I masked. So he's cut out. You can see what parts I've cut out, but then when I put them all together, this made it, the slip and slide, just a little bit better to see. So I wanted you to see that first before I went into the brushwork. So I'm going to hold on to that. Next we'll come back with brushwork. Next I brought in a frame. You can see the frame here from One Little Bird. And because I've already done the extraction, I can just pop that. I looked there, it's like, oh no, I still need to have it behind that one with the slip and slide. So what I've done, so here is the frame, and I'm going to be getting rid of this background here. And so what I'll probably do to make it easier is just right about there. I'm going to cut it, but that way it's still here. So this was how I know. Oh, see, now I can see why I didn't do that, because I still need it in here. So I have that cut, and I'm going to go ahead and just do this little portion right here inside the frame and copy that. Now I can erase it. So there, now I can play with the brushes. Oh great, my radio's on. Hold on. Sorry, I'm back. What I've placed on here now is I have Paula Kesselring's her ink banners along with Dawn Inskip's artistry stamps. And I have these. I'm going to move them out of the way from it. I've placed 2 of them. I've just placed them as a PNG, not using them as a brush yet. I'm going to show you brushes in just a minute. And so that's one of Dawn's. But one of the things I did, remember before I had just a big piece of green? Well, I forgot about Lynn Grievison's added interest brushes or PNGs. And so I put one underneath, and I clipped it, created a clipping mask, and I kind of played with it a little bit with the until I got it how I wanted it, and because I want it to spill out of the frame, if that makes any sense. So I've set those, and what I've done now is, here's one of Dawn's. You can see it's kind of like an explosion of what I'm going to have it be water. So I've kind of put it on the other side, and these are going to go behind my son. I'm linking them together so I can pull them behind him. And I want this to kind of be, I'm kind of going to mess with it. Now I'm working with CS5. I had Elements a long time ago, but I haven't played with it in a long time. So I do have Warp with this, which is something I use a lot. I love the Warp. And so if you don't have that, you might have to try it with something else. So I have it underneath his little red thing here. I could see I'm going to have to get rid of some of that there. But so what I'm doing, I'll put them right there. I'll put it right underneath. Is I have a photograph. I'm going to pull it right on top of here. And this is my kids at the pool, and that's my daughter-in-law's forehead, but I totally missed them, but I saw it today, and watch this. I'm going to clip this to the brush, and now look at that. I have the most beautiful watery now on here, and I'm going to just clip that, and I'm actually going to merge it down. I don't usually do that right off, and that way I can start playing with it, because I want this to be part of him coming out with the water. I'm also going to do this with the same photo with Dawn's brush. Clip that. See how it's a little bit more translucent. You can see through hers. And that's already done. Now if you wanted it to be deeper, and you're like, I like the size of it, I like the, there, I created it. All you have to do is merge that down and just duplicate. I go down here and see how it makes it a little bit darker, but I want the opacity there, so I'm going to keep, oh, maybe I do like it now that I've done it. And so I've got that in there. I'm going to link those two together. So that's now linked, and it's spilling out of the frame also. So I want it to go underneath the frame. There we go. So now we've got the water, and I'm going to just put I am a mask fiend, and I'm going to mask this a little bit so that, there you go. So it's going to come underneath. There. So there's some more water. So I'm going to play with some of Dawn's and Paula's fun stuff. Here's another one. I think this is Dawn's. And I'm going to add that same picture, keeping the same blues, clipping it. So even bad pictures that you have can turn out. I'm just clipping it in there, merging it down so it becomes my own little, don't do that. So there's more. I'm duplicating. And so what I do is I just play with the brushes, play with the clips as much as I can, and then I'll add alpha to it to do a title. Okay, what I did is I so liked that paper, or the picture with the, so let me show you this here. Disabling this map. What I did is I clipped it to the green grass that was there, but I still want some of the grass. So what I did is I'm going to add it right now. I'm going to add another mask, and I took the brush from Dawn. Now to load the brushes, all you have to do in Photoshop is go to your brushes and just drop it right there in the little brushes, and they show up. And so you can see I have Allison's alpha in here, and I also have the other brushes. So I'm using this brush, and then I go into Shape Dynamics and Scattering. See this down here? See how it changes it? See that in the scattering, and also in the Shape Dynamics I have it a little bit, oopsie. You can change it a little around. So, and this is to be honest, it's just stuff you got to play with. But I'm going to use it as to erase. So it's going to kind of go all over. So I'm going back to my clipping mask and I hit boom. Oh, and I think it's making it black. Control Z, yay. I need to be on this. It's doing it again. It's probably because of that one that's there. I'll be darned if I know. I want to use this one. So when I did it, that's what it turned out. And you click on it. I'll do a couple so you can see it. Boom. And it's not as harsh. And you can make it smaller. And so that way you're still seeing the background. And what that actually does, I'll show you this real clear. I'm going to fill this whole thing with black just so you can see. And then I'm going to add the mask. And I'm going to have the brush. Watch. Now I'm just holding it down. I'm not even, and so you can go back in, you're scattering, move it down a little bit. You can make your size smaller. And see it, and just holding it. But that just shows you what you can do with that brush. And I'll come back real quick to show you the alpha. Okay, real quick, I want to actually show you. I'm going over, here's my brushes from Allison. And I'm going to go over, just pick it up and stick it right in there. You see how it makes a little boom? And there they all are. So when I go to brushes, there is all her alpha. Now in order to use brushes as, excuse me, on your page, what you're going to do is create a new layer. I use this little right next to the garbage can. Sometimes I hit the garbage can, so I have to make sure. Or sometimes I hit group, so I get a little click happy. You have to have a new layer. And so I want to call this slip and slide. And so all you have to do is grab it and bam, I have it. I've already changed the color. To change the color, click on the color, whatever color you want it to be. So then I'm going to go quickly to do this so I have enough time to show you the other part of lens slip, and I will finish the rest. And I also wanted to show you, so you want to, I've got the slip and slide, but I kind of wanted to have it go at a little bit of an angle. And so if we come to my brushes, my presets, I want no smoothing. Why is it doing this? And now, of course, I can't find it because I want to turn it a little bit. Where are you tonight? There we go. There it is. That is not it. Running out of time, but you hit brush tip shape and you have this nifty little thing here so you can twist it around, and so you can see I want this to be just a little bit, not so much, and slip and going back down to the S and the S, slip and slide. Real quick, I also added Len Greaveson's Splash Boys, which as soon as I saw these, I knew they would be perfect for my boys for the summer. I manipulated, added a bevel to the alpha I used as a brush, and once again clipped on that nifty blue and played with this. I'm going to probably add some journaling in here, but there it is, a remake from this one to this one, and I think I like this one better. This one has a little bit more brighter, but I think I'm going to go with this one. So take advantage of the sale of the brushes. I'm also going to try to do one with overlays, And see, hopefully I can get that done for you, and you'll have that also to play with. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below.